Hello everyone, it's Finance Eddie here, and if you missed my previous video where I talk about Bitcoin and why it's surging all the way to 40,000 thanks to Elon Musk, please check that out. I uploaded it like minutes before this video. So this video right now is going to be about GameStop, AMC, and Robinhood and other brokers shutting down trading yesterday. So let's go all the way back and start the video with the same guy as the previous one, Elon Musk, and see what he tweeted. Doge. So right here he's tweeting this, and if you don't know what this means, he's referring to Dogecoin. And look what he did to Dogecoin as well yesterday with this tweet just here. It was, it was going up a little bit along with the, actually this is yesterday. So look, it was pretty stable. It was going up a little bit. Then he tweeted, it skyrocketed to 0.8 and it went back down to where it was before the tweet. But yeah, it just goes to show you how powerful Elon Musk is. And to be careful sometimes when you're investing in highly speculative assets, because look, I mean, it does crash, right? It goes back down to where it was before the tweet. So just, one thing to bear in mind throughout this video, like, please be careful with stuff like that. So let's talk about GameStop. Now, GameStop, this is where the market's closed, right? So the price, because the markets are only open from I think 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So this is the price at 4 p.m. But after hours, it was up at 400, right? It's gone down a little bit, but it was up at 400. And so when markets open, it's gonna show plus 83% for the day instead of minus 44% for the day. Now, if we go to AMC, we have a pretty similar story, right? So when the market closed, it was down 56%, but when it opens, it's going to be up 55%. So those are huge differences, right? So let's get into what exactly happened and the reasons that the brokerages are giving us. So what they said is that, well, basically, the volume of trades happening right now is so insane that we do not have enough cash to support this amount of trading going on, and we need to just stop trading on these stocks. So throughout the day, and everybody was guilty of this, not just Robinhood and Webull. I was watching it live and I saw all the brokerages just, intermittently throughout the day, the stocks would come up for a few minutes, then go off for another half hour, come up for a few minutes and off for like a long time again. And what happened was that they stopped the possibility of like shorting or going long on these. So like any leverage trading was definitely halted. People were getting margin called on this. So many traders trade with what's called margin, which means that the brokerage lends them X amount of money. So like if you had outstanding money there, they were calling you and saying, hey, you have to pay up right now. And on top of that, they halted pretty much every way for you to buy it, but selling it was no problem throughout the day. You could sell it at any moment at all. Now, this is clear market manipulation. And let me just play something from a Tyler Winklevoss interview yesterday. Just listen.
And frankly, the hypocrisy of the political leaders who say, you can't open your business and run your business and make a living during the pandemic. We won't pass a stimulus bill in time. And, oh, by the way, now you can't trade. What's the next thing they're going to control and say you can't do?
All right, and then the interviewer rudely interrupts him. So let's continue. I'm going to close that tab. So I showed you guys what Dogecoin did. I showed you what GameStop did. I showed you what AMC did. I showed you Elon Musk tweeting. Let's talk about AOC and Congress and the White House in general. So within hours, this whole thing had been moved all the way up the chain to the White House, right? The first reports I got was that the White House was talking about it. So look here. The White House has said it's monitoring the extraordinary surge in the share price of the ailing video games retailer GameStop and other companies amid a surge of bets by small investors discussing their investments online. There was nothing small about us, all right? Let's keep going. So that's confirmation number one. Within hours, the White House was informed and they were looking into it. Another report. Let's see. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on Wednesday said Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and others in the Biden administration are keeping an eye on the huge moves being made by GameStop and some other stocks. Why is the White House involved in what's happening with a limited amount of stocks on the stock market? That should raise alarm bells for all of you. I explained to you that immediately the White House was involved. As well, Congress has announced hearings that they're interested. So AOC and Congress here have just announced that they're ready to announce hearings over GameStop, right? So now the Congress is looking into it, but they already knew yesterday what was going on. They were already involved. And so let's have a look now at which brokerages actually suspended trading. And there's actually a list here, but I'm seeing brokerages that I know of. For example, JP Morgan offers a brokerage service and they're not on this list. So really it was pretty much everybody. So Robinhood, who else? Interactive Brokers, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, Webull, and there were way more. If we go here, TD Ameritrade as well is on the list. But basically, what you guys have to know is that pretty much everybody was halting trading for these stocks, right? So American Airlines, AMC, BlackBerry, Bed Bath & Beyond, this one I don't know, this one I don't know. GameStop, this one I don't know, this one I don't know. Nokia, and no clue what the others are. But basically there was a couple of stocks on the list that people were taking huge bets against, right? They were doing a short squeeze. Please, please, please watch the video from yesterday if you don't know the whole situation that's going around here. It's really going to explain a lot. I'll make sure to provide a link to that or an annotation or something. I'll do it, I promise. So let me just keep going with the news for you guys. So I've told you about Congress. I've told you about what's happening to the price. I've shown you the huge difference in what the market is doing from the moment it closed up to now. What else? I told you Congress is involved. I told you the White House is involved. I told you which stocks are affected, which brokerages specifically halted trading. And I think that's going to be all for now. But basically what you guys have to know, and I think if you just connect the dots, it's pretty obvious what happened here. Now this is just going to be an assumption from my end. But if all of these brokerages all at once decided to halt trading, and the reason they give is that they couldn't support the volume of trades happening for such a small amount of stocks, I don't really buy that, right? I mean, they deal with huge volumes of trades all day. That it's concentrated in just a couple of stocks shouldn't be a problem of them, right? I'm sure Tesla volumes have been like pretty similar to some of these stocks, and they never halted trading on Tesla as far as I'm concerned. So that's very suspicious. And the reason they give, seems like a pretty standard reason that they're giving. It might be true. We can take it at face value, but I think it's more likely that somebody made the call high up and just told them, hey guys, no questions asked. You're probably just going to have to slow down on the trading for these guys today. And yeah, that's it, If it went up to the White House and Congress within hours, right, of it like starting of the day of the trading day started, right? They only started blocking things like halfway throughout the day. It wasn't at the beginning of the day. So within like the morning until like, I don't know, 1 p.m. my time, which is basically when markets start opening in the US, but that's like around 9 a.m., right? People are awake before that. And that's when they started halting the trades, right? So I'm just saying it's suspicious to me. There's lawsuits being thrown out left and right, which I think is good. I think this should be addressed. You can't just have a system that's supposed to be a free stock market that works for some and not for others. And I think a lot of people on Wall Street Bets, so the small guys who bought this stock, are actually going to keep holding it for a while. And let me just give you a quote from the Joker, which is going to explain their mentality. Not about money. It's about sending a message. So it's not about the money. It's about sending a message. Behind him, you see him burning like a couple tens of millions in cash. So that's pretty much the mentality that the Reddit users have, right? They don't care. They're just going to hold this until they squeeze everybody out of their position. And yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now. That's what you guys need to be aware of. It's going to be interesting to see what the result of this is, right? If there's going to be more regulation, who's going to get targeted? Is Robinhood going to get targeted? Really, I don't think the brokerages themselves should be targeted. It should be whoever actually made the decision to halt trading. And there's clearinghouses on top of the brokerages. I would more so lean to them being the culprits, right? If it was something that came out from, if we remove all conspiracies, right? The clearinghouses, from a business perspective, would be the ones who would say like, hey, Robinhood or whoever brokerage, we can't support this amount of trades. You got to calm down. So like any lawsuits being thrown out should actually be directed to them. And I think Robinhood are going to be made the scapegoats, which is unfortunate because they provided a pretty good service. But you cannot halt trading in a free market. And this is the problem with precedents, right? During the market crash last year, around March, in Europe, they halted short trading on a bunch of stocks as well. And so that set a dangerous precedent where at any moment, it could be just decided, like, hey, we're not going to allow this type of trading on these stocks, and that's it. And you can't do anything, even though it's supposed to be a free market, right? So that's one thing to take into consideration always. There's always the regulatory risk, and please always factor that in. And I hope you're a little bit smarter today. Stay safe, stay informed, make good bets. And as always, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research when you buy things. Take care. Bye-bye.